think of your brain in sort of two halves. This is a very simplified version. I'm not a neuroscience by any stretch of the imagination, but you've got like a thinky brain and a feely brain. And when you feel under threat, your feely brain takes control, which is why we either run away, we fight, we freeze, or we try really hard to make everything better. So when you know that that's what your body's doing, so your nervous system basically sets off its alarms, your brain decides to split into two, your feelings become the driver behind your behaviors, and it shuts down your logical brain. So, do you know, when you're ever like lost for words, or you're sat in the meeting and you're so petrified of saying something, you can't even find a word. It's like awful. So what we have to do, and it's really, really important, is that we have to ground ourselves. So it means that we need to regulate ourselves and bring our heart rate down so that our brain can join back together and our thinkings and our feelings can be together and work as one. When we're little, and, if your parents didn't do this for you, and this, again, is not a judgment of parenting or any of that, it's just that, we know so much more about all of this sort of stuff now. When you're little, you're taught to co-regulate. So if you had parents that helped you do this when you were small, so like when you cry, they hug you and they love you and they bring your fear back in so you can cope. But if you're never taught that thing, so I don't know if my parents did that or not, but I didn't even know this science until I knew this science. Do you know what I mean? And now I know this science. I'm like, wow, this is really handy. So what we have to do is we have to regulate first. So it's all about bringing yourself back into the moment so you can feel yourself in space. So I don't mean in the like on a rocket on the moon, although that would be nice. I mean, so coming into your senses, right? So come to your senses. I guess that's why that phrase even exists.
Oh, yeah.
So think about, what can you smell? What can you hear? What can you taste? What can you touch? And really awaken yourself back up so you can feel yourself in reality. So things that you can do, like breathing techniques, are really key. But so just very slowly breathe in through your nose for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. And it's just this, all you're trying to do is I always say to kids when I work with them, try and give your heart a hug. You're basically saying, I love you and you're safe. So as you breathe, think of something you can say, like, I love you and you're safe, or I don't know, you can do this, you've got, whatever it is, that words that help you. It's going to be totally different for all of us and on a totally different day. And just bring your heart rate back to a level so that you can feel that you are in reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then I guess you're calmer and your brain starts to function.
Yes,
normal
totally
level.
So you land